It'll be interesting again to see how that plays out in the long run. So we're going to see some Mutalisk harassment here pretty soon. Yarnc has been playing very well lately, and he's been doing pretty well. He barely got out of the OSC. Sorry, I forgot the names for a second. OSC, ODT, all that stuff. He barely got knocked out of the OSC by much, and so here he is though, back in the OSL. He still managed to beat his ODT group after getting out of the OSC, and wow, ironically, he's in Much's group. I didn't even realize that. That's kind of crazy. And here he is coming for some Mutalisk harass. He's really good at this stuff, and dancing around there, picking off a few He already picked off a few SCVs and a couple turrets there, and Frozean chasing him around with those Marines, not able to catch up just yet. And wow, see, yeah, those Marines just kind of getting caught up around those stumps there in the middle, and wow, interesting. Okay, it's really cool that the visibility is limited. I wonder, it's going to be kind of interesting if that ends up making some kind of it means that visibility is going to be a big deal. We might actually see Terrans floating their engineering bays out or whatever to get visibility on the map, even with just medics or Marines. Might be a thing that's definitely going to be a big deal, especially in situations like this. You can see Yarnc trying to keep his forces in the middle here. He's got Lings kind of camped there, and even if they're within range, Frozean is not going to be able to see those because of that visibility problem there. They're just a little bit far into it, and oh, it's a trap! It's a trap! And in the meantime, Yarnc going at it over here in the back of Frozean's base, and Frozean not seeming to really want to do anything about it. He's bringing back a few Marines here, but he wasn't bringing back his main force Marines. I guess he does have a significant amount of Marines. And yeah, see these Marines. Oh, those Lings were on hold position, so they were not able to do a lot of good there. Oh, that's too bad. While those Marines stumbling upon those Lings in the middle of the forest. Imagine you're walking through a forest and like you pass around this tree and there's a huge monster there and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And then the monster is on hold position, so you shoot it and it dies instead. Anyways. Science Vessel's coming out here for Frozean, and Yarnc still with only 3 bases. He has set up a base, it looks like, at the expansion just outside of his main, at the 6 o'clock position. He's got lurkers out, so that could change things here a little bit, especially, oh man, the maneuverability is going to be really tough to run away from Zerg, basically, and he's got those lurkers in position there. Frozean being a little bit careless, kind of letting his forces get a little bit picked at by those lurkers. He lost a few Marines there, still doing pretty well though, and it looks like he may actually have a Radiate already, if he doesn't have it already researched, it's coming out soon. No, he doesn't have it quite researched yet. He didn't Irradiate. Actually, he could be saving the Irradiate for the Mutalisk, which would be a good idea because those Mutalisks keep attacking him. I don't know why he hasn't, well, I guess he's been trying, but he just hasn't been trying that hard enough to try and get rid of these Mutalisks. Finally, the Irradiate goes off, and Yarnc beautifully pulling that, wow, pulled that Mutalisk right out of the group. That was awesome. That was really good. He pulled that Mutalisk right out, and he suffered barely any damage to that group of Mutalisks. He pulled it out immediately, and that, of course, is the main danger of Irradiate against Mutalisks, is the one in the middle, if they're bunched up like that. And while Yarnc is just doing a freaking beautiful job of harassing Frozean's economy, he's probably taken out like at least a dozen, probably close to 24 SCVs now total in all of his harassment here. And he hasn't really lost that many Mutalisks. So Yarnc doing a beautiful job of harassment here. He's got a queen out for some reason. He's got his hive up as well. So he's going to be coming out with some hive tech pretty quick. And I think once, Frozean's just a little bit behind. He's got science vessels coming out now, but he doesn't have a lot of them. And Yarnc is going to have some swarm pretty quick. Yeah, Frozean's just having a really tough time grouping his Marines up in the back there. They're having to, basically, Yarnc is coming in at just the right angle that Frozean's Marines have to split themselves around the back of the minerals and try and get in, squeeze in that way, basically. And it looks like he's got a couple science vessels going on now. And yeah, just trying to squeeze in between those trees. I really think that's going to be kind of a disadvantage there. And Yarnc really intelligently having, whoa, oh, okay. Yarnc really intelligently having his lurkers at the edge of that forest there, because it's going to be really tough to go in there and and kill off the lurkers. If you basically kind of just fan your Marines out and bring them all at the same time if possible, and attack it once. And Yarnc just ignoring the turrets, just taking out SCVs. He's probably taken out like 50 SCVs now from those mineral lines. And Frozean is just kind of ignoring him going in here. At least Frozean is, you know, trying to take out his expansions and such. And that's definitely what he needs to do. I mean, that's basically one of the key elements of long-term Terran versus Zerg game is starving out the Zerg. And oh man, Yarnc has a ton of units over here. He doesn't have Swarm yet though, but he's got a lot of lurkers. He's a little bit slow in burrowing them, and loses a couple before they even go down. But now, and Frozean has broken the edge of that forest actually, so he's able to organize his forces a little bit better. But they're just still clumped up against the edge of the forest, so those lurkers were still able to accomplish a lot. Oh, I didn't even realize he was targeting the hatchery. Wow, Yarnc's hatchery goes down, so Yarnc down to 2 bases mining right now, and he's going to be able to pin in those forces in that forest there and take them all out pretty easily. But lost a hatchery in the meantime, so big hit there. Wow, okay, he's going to lose those science vessels now. Whoa. Dodging it around. Yeah, there's nowhere you can go, buddy, sorry. He's got a few more science vessels up though. Okay, pumping out his 2 starports. That's something that we've actually seen a lot of lately. That I don't recall seeing a lot last season, but it's been a real big trend in Terran vs Zerg play. I think it's a good thing for the Terrans. It's been working really well. Even though I don't think it was very common before this season. At least I don't remember seeing a lot of it. But yeah, a lot of Terrans are doing it now, so it's become kind of like the in thing, I guess. And Yarnc really doesn't want to get caught off guard with a dropship or something like that. That is another real big thing that you see in Terran vs Zerg games is dropships, especially if the Terran is behind. They really need to do drops and try and you know, snipe off hatcheries or something like that. And now we got defilers out, so this is the moment I think where things turn distinctly in Yarnc's favor. Swarm is going to go down, and not quite close enough to those Marines though. Another swarm goes down, and Frozean was a little bit distracted trying to save his science vessels, so he wasn't targeting the he wasn't pulling his Marines back quite as quickly as he could have. That defiler is going to go down, but in the meantime he's going to be putting out more defilers. Frozean has mounted up a fair force of science vessels now, 5 science vessels. If he can protect those science vessels, that is going to be, you know, the key. And just on a side note here, I'm noting that Yarnc still has 3 mutalisks in the top left corner of the map within range to come in and do something to Frozean. I'm really waiting for him to pick a key moment there to try and mess with him there. So yeah, okay, sending firebats into the forest, that's going to be killer because the Lings are not going to be able to easily surround those firebats either. Especially if you can get him clumped up with some, oh my god, he's gonna lose a ton of overlords here. 1, 2, 3, oh, jeez, 4, 5, 6, oh, he could have gotten more, too. 7, 8, oh, Jesus Christ. Yarnc just lost 8 overlords there. He is probably looking at a nice big red number at the top, well, nice small red number at the top right corner of his screen right now.